Good morning. Welcome to worship at Sheffield. And happy Father's Day. I have to tell you about this most delightful card I got. To my husband. You're the only one I ever want. On the other end of the spaghetti. I mean, go figure. Go figure. Anyway, it's Nature Sunday. We thank everyone who has put decorations in our church today in honor of this great natural world of ours. We appreciate how beautiful the sanctuary looks this morning. I wanted to mention that contribution statements are in for a period of time up till the middle of June. So if you didn't pick yours up on the way in this morning, Marilyn and Dave will have them after church, and you can get them from them. Also, our directories are in. So so if you didn't pick one up before church, please get one on your way out and take one home with you. I want to refer to just a few of the announcements that are printed on your bulletin. Look down at upcoming services. Next Sunday is Hymn Fest Sunday, and then June 30th is the last Sunday before the summer rotation services begin. And the whole schedule of summer rotation is printed on the back page of the bulletin. And a reminder to, under other Sheffield events, a reminder to the members of the Memorial Fund Committee that we will have a short meeting after church next Sunday morning. As you know, Peg Turner is leading the Rock Sheffield Pastoral Charge at the end of June. There is a card for her at on the window ledge by the visitor's book. If you didn't sign it this morning now, if you wouldn't mind doing so after, we have that and a letter, and we're part of a gift that goes to her, and I will get to her later. We went on Thursday night to a concert up at Burke's Falls, north of where our daughter Sandra and Derek and Kennedy and Clark live, and it was a wonderful concert. There was a point where this woman came in. She was looking for the Red Hat Society meeting, and it kind of wandered into the wrong place. And she told a few stories, and she told about this woman that went shopping to Toronto. Her husband was a little leery about her taking the car and driving to Toronto and so on. And she got back home actually quite late. And he looked at her and he said, "You know what happened?" She said, "Well, I've got good news and bad news. Which do you want first?" He said, "Well, it's the good news." She said, "Well, the airbag worked." Then there was another one she told about the man who retired. And so the wife said to him, "Now that you're retired, you can take over some extra duties around the house." And he said, "Well, like what?" Well, she said, "First of all, you can make the coffee first thing in the morning." And he said, "Well, you've always made the coffee." She said, "Yeah, but it's right in the Bible that men are supposed to make the coffee." He said, "If you can find it in the Bible, I'll do it." She opened it, said, "Look at there, Hebrews." Are there any birthdays to be celebrated this morning? Helen's birthday was June 11th. Well, happy birthday. What was that, last Tuesday, I think, eh? Happy birthday, Helen. How many?
42.
42 years later. Others? Thank you. Let's prepare for morning worship. I know Alberta, who you got helping you? Your dad? Well, that's appropriate. It's Father's Day. Thank you.
God, the light of the world.
Jesus, the living water of life.
The peace and grace of Jesus Christ be with you all.
And also with you.
From the beginning of all things, God was there.
When the heavens were fixed firm, God was there.
When a ring was drawn around the surface of the deep.
When the clouds were thickened above.
When the seas were assigned their boundaries.
When the foundations of the earth were laid down.
God was there. Let us praise the living, creating God. Hymn number 205, Into the Unshaken Silence. 305, sorry. Let us join together in our prayer of approach. Let us pray. Creator and creating God, with the silent stars, with the rivers that rush to the sea, with the sun that daily rises, with all that exists on this spinning blue planet, we gather to give praise to the creative genius of our universe. Be with us now in this our time of worship, as we reflect on the intricate interweaving of all creation. Amen. Our next hymn you'll find from More Voices, hymn number 27. Creator God, you give us life. Hymn number 27 in More Voices. If the children would like to come to the front for a few moments, that'd be great. How are you this morning? Everybody good? Now, Kennedy here is my granddaughter, and she gave me this for Father's Day. Anybody know? Yeah, oh yeah. Anybody know what it is? It's a what? A color wheel, could be. Now, what am I supposed to do with it, Kennedy? Hang it on the window and let the sun shine through it. Yeah. Now, what do you see anything in there? Any shape that... What? You see the sun? Looks like a triangle. You know what I see? Right there. What is that? Right there. To me, it looks like a peacock. Some people can see stuff that other people can't see, and maybe that's what's happening here. When I say see a peacock, it just made me think, what's your favorite bird? Do you have a favorite bird? A what? A toucan. Okay, a bird. Macaw, yeah. Have you ever seen birds of paradise? Well, they're very rare, and I'm going to show you a video about birds of paradise. Somebody want to put the light back there?
Never seen before. They swagger and serenade. They dance and display. They're unlike any creatures on Earth, and one of the most astounding phenomena ever witnessed. The birds of paradise. Found here in the nearly impenetrable mountains and valleys of the island of New Guinea, in the greatest remaining tract of rainforest in the entire Asia-Pacific region, they exist nowhere else on Earth.
The vast majority of the land around here has no road access. They're just looking up into a wall of steep slope, and you can tell that this is just ridge after ridge and valley after valley.
Evolutionary biologist Ed Scholes and photographer Tim Lincoln have spent the better part of a decade trekking into this isolated wilderness in pursuit of all 39 species of these miraculous birds.
Well, the only way to see a kingbird of paradise is to climb up into the trees where they live, so I'm heading up to my platform.
They've been photographing, analyzing, and recording their every move, every behavior, in an attempt to comprehend their secrets. And in doing so, revealing extreme examples of the miracle of evolution.
The birds of paradise represent one of these singular events of evolution that stand out, that are extraordinary. They're something that's without precedent, something that evolved that's so unique and so exceptional that you're driven to say, why? Or how did that happen? How did that come to be?
The birds of paradise are remarkable not only for their exceptional beauty and almost otherworldly appearance, but as veritable living textbooks on adaptation and sexual selection.
The females are looking at this whole package and can discern something about him by minor variation. The more complex it is, the harder it is to make it look right. If one little feature is out of whack, you're going to be able to tell.
What about New Guinea has led to these birds evolving here and nowhere else? What function do their outrageous plumes and ornaments play? And what exactly are they doing?
For me, it still always goes back to the original driving question, and that's, how did it happen? How did the bird of paradise come to be?
Witness diverse strategies of evolution at work, and experience one of nature's most extraordinary hidden wonders up close. A world where beauty and behavior are intertwined. A spectacle not possible any other place on Earth.
Since this was Nature Sunday, I thought I would show you a short video of one of the marvels of our universe, and these birds of paradise are beautiful. I'd like to see some up close. Anyway, let's have a prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. From the 19th Psalm. The ways of God are wonderful. With pure skill, God has woven the web of life. Predictable patterns emerge, we recognize them and rejoice. The laws of the universe unfold like a flower before our thirsty minds, and we begin to understand. Our intellects explore the fabric of a planet pulsing with life. We sense the underlying order of the universe. It is so true, so right, that we stand in awe. These insights are worth more than wealth and popularity, and by them we come to understand our place. Within this pattern we find our role and responsibility. Keep us from presuming our own importance, O God. Protect us from promoting selfish, short-sighted goals that damage the delicate fabric of the created tapestry of life. And let all that we learn and all that we do be acceptable to you, God of all life. Our hymn in More Voices, number 30, it's a song of praise to the Maker. 8. My God, how wonderful you are. I look up to the skies and I see you there. On a starry night, your glory splashes across the skies. I gaze into your infinite universe and I wonder who I am in the grand scheme of things. I am but a speck of dust in your created order, but a second in the great clock of creation. Yet you have shared the secrets of this universe with all humans. You have trusted us to look after the earth on your behalf. Grant us the wisdom and the insight to take care of all this wonderful planet on which we live. Recently, somebody sent me some photos from around the world that just show us things about different places, and I thought it would be interesting to have a look at those this morning. Paradise tanager, mostly found in South America. A shrine at the Wat Samphan Temple in Bangkok, Thailand. A garden in China. I wonder how they did that. That's magnificent. Cable car in the Alps. What is that? 10,000 feet or something like that? Paradise Mountain Range in Switzerland. Malesani Cave in Greece, discovered only in 1951. Thermal bath in Hungary. Piva Canyon in Bosnia. Lake Malesani, Kefalona Island in Greece. Now there would be something interesting. Grand Canyon Skywalk. Seven Sisters Waterfall in Norway. Park in the Lika region of Croatia. That's gorgeous. Amazing Norway. Constructions in Barcelona, Spain. Austrian village of Hallstatt. Victoria Falls. Look at that, prey and predator or schools in session. Dragonfly. And one of the loveliest places in Canada, Jasper Park. That's it. from Psalm 148. Jubilation, exhalation, celebration, one and all. Within the great womb of heaven, the earth leaps to praise its creator. As the pearl necklace of planets spins around the sun, as the shining oceans embrace the continents, so do all living things praise the giver of life. No one is cut off from God's energy, neither prime ministers throned in office, nor derelicts huddled under bridges. For in God we are all created equally. With profligate generosity, God scatters new life among both weeds and flowers, and all of creation responds with rejoicing. Our next hymn is printed on your bulletin. Praise my soul, the wondrous beauty. It's to the old familiar tune of Praise my soul, the God of heaven. You can stay seated for the singing of this hymn, and during it we'll get our readers for a story called Old Turtle in place for it, which will follow the singing of this hymn. Doug Woods, and Lynn Palmer lent it to me a couple of weeks ago, and we've got a little family project going here. Daughters Sandra and Valerie at the pulpit mics, granddaughters Andrea and Kennedy at floor mic, and daughter Lorraine and I here, and we're going to tell you this story about Old Turtle.
Old Turtle. Once, long, long ago, yet somehow not so very long, when all the animals and rocks and winds and waters and trees and birds and fish and all the beings of the world could speak and understand one another, there began an argument.
It began softly at first, quiet as the first breeze that whispered, "He is a wind who is never still."
Quiet as the stone that answered, "He is a great rock that never moves."
Gentle as the mountain that rumbled, God is a snowy peak, high above the clouds.
And the fish in the ocean that answered, "God is a swimmer in the dark blue depths of the sea."
No, said the star. God is a twinkling and a shining far, far away.
No, replied the ant. God is a sound and a smell and a feeling, who is very, very close.
God, insisted the antelope, is a runner, swift and free, who loves to leap and race with the wind.
"She is a great tree," murmured the willow, "a part of the world, always growing and always giving."
You are wrong, argued the island. God is separate and apart.
God is like the shining sun, far above all things under the blue sky.
"No, he is a river who flows through the very heart of things," thundered the waterfall.
She is a hunter, roared the lion.
God is Don't chip still.
He is powerful, growled the bear.
And the argument grew louder and louder and louder until, stop! A new voice spoke. It rumbled loudly like thunder, and it whispered softly like butterfly sneezes. The voice seemed to come from, why? It seemed to come from Old Turtle.
Old Turtle hardly ever said anything, and certainly never argued about God. But now Old Turtle began to speak.
"God is indeed deep,
She said to the fish in the sea.
and much higher than high.
She told the mountains.
He is swift and free as the wind, and still and solid as a great rock.
She said to the breezes and stones.
She is the life of the world,
Turtle said to the willow.
always close by, yet beyond the farthest twinkling light.
She told the ant and the star.
God is gentle and powerful, above all things and within all things. God is all that we dream of and all that we seek.
Said Old Turtle.
All that we come from and all that we can find, God is.
Old Turtle had never said so much before. All the beings of the world were surprised and became very quiet. But Old Turtle had one more thing to say.
Well, there will soon be a new family of beings in the world,
She said.
and they will be strange and wonderful. They will be reminders of all that God is. They will come in many colors and shapes, with different faces and different ways of speaking. Their thoughts will soar to the stars, but their feet will walk the earth. They will possess many powers. They will be strong, yet tender. A message of love from God to the earth, and a prayer from the earth back to God.
And the people came.
But the people forgot. They forgot that they were a message of love and a prayer from the earth, and they began to argue about who knew God and who did not, and where was God and was not, and whether God was or was not. And often the people misused their powers and hurt one another or killed one another, and they hurt the earth. Until finally, even the forests began to die, and the rivers and the oceans and the plants and the animals and the earth itself, because the people could not remember who they were or where God was. Until one day, there came a voice, like the growling of thunder, but as soft as butterfly sneezes. Please, stop.
The voice seemed to come from the mountain, who rumbled, "Sometimes I see God swimming in the dark blue depths of the sea."
And from the ocean who sighed, he is often among the snow-capped peaks, reflecting the sun.
From the stone who said, "I sometimes feel her breath as she blows by."
And from the breeze who whispered, "I feel his presence as I dance among the rocks."
And the star declared, God is very close.
And the island added, "His love touches everything."
And after a long, lonesome, and scary time, the people listened and began to hear and to see God in one another and in the beauty of all of the earth. And Old Turtle smiled, and so did God.
Our hymn is number 256 to 265 in Voices United, Creating God, Your Fingers Grace. And you may remain seated for this. place where I grew up. And so I put these words to a poem called The Place Where I Grew Up. The place where I grew up, it was just a 100-acre farm. Red brick house, old wood barn, a chicken coop, corn crib, tractor shed, a yard where geese and ducks roamed free, and guinea hens screeched with high-pitched glee at anything that chanced within their view, as if to say, we're watching you, so bring no harm upon this place where I grew up. The house was more than a century old, built by forebears when they sailed from England with their old sea trunks, laden down with not much else save hopes and dreams for better days, somewhere that teemed with promise, freedom, grace. This was the place where I grew up. When they arrived with energy fresh, they were granted land, good Upper Canada soil, to clear and hew, then plow and plant and thresh the crops produced from daily toil. And when their time on earth was past, they willed things on to offspring next. Their gift, their legacy they bestowed to those who'd follow down their genetic road. So 'twas in course I came to dwell, spend my youth, and grow to love so well this place where I grew up. A creek ran through the pasture field, and there upon its muddy banks, Dad's cattle stood in marshaled ranks to drink their fill and quench their thirst, and then you'd think they'd been rehearsed. They'd wander casually around or lie down on some soft pasture ground and spend a lazy summer day on this, their place, the place where I grew up. Its legal mark, Lot 223, North Cabot Road on Highway 3. It ran straight back about a mile, sliced halfway through by a railroad line that's being torn up now for quite a while. An orchard in one corner grew, apples, pears, elder, and thimbleberries too. All added to the country charm of our 100-acre farm, this place where I grew up. It's been many years since last I was there to saunter around its acres fair, but still in memory by times I go, and once more in mind its beauty show. Yes, it was only a 100-acre farm, but 'twas a place that kept me safe and warm. For 20 years and more, my hope, and nurtured me for life beyond that old place where I grew up. Our morning gifts will be received. Gracious God, these gifts we bring. We bring them that they might be blessed for use in your service, in the work of this church and its outreach to our community and world. Bless these gifts and bless all of the ways in which we give of ourselves. Gracious God, we gather in this place this day in praise of this wonderful creation of yours, its timeless and boundless beauty, all of the wonders that daily come upon our senses. We also gather this day in recognition of Father's Day. We remember in particular those fathers who find life a struggle, find themselves without work in order to provide for their family, find themselves the victims of war that surrounds them, or being called to offer themselves in service to their country. Those many fathers who didn't make it back from conflicts or who came impaired in some way and disabled in some way. May there be found new ways to coexist on this marvelous planet. May there be found new ways that we might love and live in peace. Gracious God, we thank you for our families on this day, for all the things that we share, for the things that bind us together. Gracious God, hear all of our prayers, for they are spoken from the depths of our being. And in your mercy, answer. Amen. Our concluding hymn from More Voices, number 37, Each Blade of Grass, hymn number 37. Each blade of grass, every wing and soul. printed on your bulletin. May the God who touches earth with beauty make our hearts as new as a grand summer day.
May God give us springs of running water, and rich earth to plow, and in which to scatter seeds to grow our food. Nourish us with contentment for our spirits.
In our day-to-day living, may we be as trusting as the birds of the air and the flowers of